this is such a marvelous score. It's really one of my favorite works by Prokofiev. I was just recently in Paris at the home of Madame Prokofiev, and I had the great fortune of speaking with her about Prokofiev's experience in writing the music for this film, Alexancer Nevsky, by Eisenstein. And it's quite incredible when we realize that it was the first sound film to come out of Russia. And if we knew how Prokofiev wrote the music for this, there was no precedent for writing music for a film. So he went about it in the most difficult possibly way. He wrote the music frame by frame. He and Eisenstein sat down and went over the film one frame at a time, and this explains somehow how the music works as a score. But incredibly, it's also a great piece of music, aside from the film. If you hear the music by itself and then see the Eisenstein film, you cannot help to be so impressed by the work of these two great geniuses. Eisenstein, who still remains one of the greatest filmmakers of all times, and of course Prokofiev. He was much luckier, Prokofiev, with this work than he was with his now famous ballet Romeo and Juliet, which I just recorded in full. When he first composed the ballet Romeo and Juliet for the Kirov Ballet, all the dancers rebelled, and they felt that the composer was doing something which was not helping the dance, it was hindering the dance. And in fact, he withdrew his score, and the score was, if you can imagine, reorchestrated by some third-rate orchestrator in Russia, added trumpets and drums and timpani and doubled everything just so the dancers could hear what they were doing. Incredibly, that version, this arrangement of the Romeo and Juliet is still being used in some parts in East Germany and Berlin and so on. The Prokofiev original, the Romeo and Juliet, is of course a masterpiece. Now, the Alexander Nevsky has some of the most beautiful moments that Prokofiev ever wrote. The introduction, the color of the first movement, the Song of the Dead that the mezzo-soprano sings is one of the most beautiful melodies to come out of Russian literature. And the Battle on the Ice is a real epic. All in all, it's a real tour de force for a choir, for the orchestra, and for conductor to bring about. There isn't a moment of restfulness. The whole thing is at a very high level of intensity. And one of the challenges is to keep the intensity going, because it goes from climax to bigger climax, to the point that it has to be timed so that it doesn't become tiring. Otherwise, there is only so far that this sense of climax can go. So the Song of the Dead comes as a slight moment of relaxation and then ends with its marvelous apotheosis. It's really one of my favorite works to conduct, and I'm looking forward to it very much.